What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to labeling a narcissist as someone who has a mental illness, someone who's sick. And I want to talk about this because I ran across a post on Facebook today on one of the MPD support groups. And I've seen this post before, and I'm like, boy, this like spot on, because a lot of people, you know, in the medical field, I guess, therapists and any other medical professional who has diagnosed a person with personality disorder who portrays narcissism, they've diagnosed them as being someone who has a mental illness or something like that. And I don't believe that. I don't believe it at all. And the reason why is because if they are sick, a sick person doesn't want to be sick. They want to do everything they can to heal, to get better. Whereas a narcissist, it's like they know that they are the problem. They know it. They've seen this happen before, and they plan on doing the same thing over and over again to new victims. The thing about it is that what separates a narc personality from a person who is truly, someone who is really suffering from something, and they don't know how to get better, is the fact that you have a choice. And see, the narcissists, they have a choice. You know, it's just like they know what pain feels like. They know what it feels like coming from somewhere else. So they know what it'll feel like if they do it to somebody else. So that's just one of the things that I don't believe in when it comes to narcissists are sick. And you can't judge people, nobody's perfect and all that kind of stuff. No, nobody is perfect. But again, at the end of the day, you have a choice. And it all comes down to intentions. And when your intentions are, to constantly get revenge on someone, to punish someone, manipulate them, to just downright hurt people because, you know, you don't know how to deal with the truth, or you don't know how to handle life being as real as it is. So you try to create things that fits, your own, it just kind of caters to your emotions. When you live life that way, you choose to be that way. But when you want to keep it real with yourself, you know, you want others to keep it real with you, even if it hurts your feelings, because that's what you need. You need to hear the truth. And see, narcissists, they can't handle the truth. And a lot of times that's when you start to see, that dark side of them. And two examples of that is like when you're with someone, you're in a relationship with a narc, and the narcs say things at times, they really say some of the most cruel things, and it'll make you wonder, like, where did they come from? And like I say, they have this dark side to them that you weren't aware of when you first got with them, but it slowly starts to come out during random moments of arguments, disagreements, just anything that the narc don't agree on. You're going to see this dark side of them. Their tone is going to change. The body language will change. They may give you the silent treatment, because you don't agree with them on something. That's how narcissists respond to mature adults. They don't know how to handle disagreements. They refuse to compromise if it doesn't make them feel good. The narc constantly needs you to make them feel good and special. But you can spend a lifetime doing all those things and just loving them unconditionally, and they continue, to give you the same thing in return. It's like they don't hesitate to cut you off during a time of need. But again, one of those examples of how a narcissist, how they have a choice. A narc can complain about how they end up with the short end of the deal. They got a bad deal. They were cheated on. And maybe that was true. Maybe that was true, even though a lot of time they pretty much make up these lies about how they were cheated on, doing the smearing when they smear the ex who they were with. But just say, for example, they were cheated on first. The thing about it is, the last thing they should want to do is treat someone else the way they were treated in the past. What's the point of going into a new relationship with someone if you're not fully healed? And just to show that I'm not that person I used to be, I'm not going to allow people to use me and stuff like that. So in return, just turn cold-hearted, with a lack of compassion for the person you with, and you threaten them quite oftenly about, if you want to go, just leave. Like, you won't put up a fight to keep them around. That's what I mean about the dark side of the narcissist. And they have a choice, because that partner, is the complete opposite from that. They don't think that way in the relationship. They don't want the relationship to end easily. They want to put up a fight for it because it kind of shows that, if you fight for something that you really want, it shows that you really want it. Whereas the narcissists, they don't put up much of a fight for something that they really want. They just feel automatically entitled to it, and like it should always be available for them at any given moment, no matter what they put people through. So that's why I say that they are not sick. They know what they are doing. They hold grudges in the worst way possible to things that doesn't even fit the narrative. It's like it just doesn't go together. Narcs, they get mad about things that they shouldn't even be angry about for the simple fact that they couldn't have their way. And it's just like during the love bombing stage, they show you this person that they want you to believe they are in order for you to keep them around. The longer you keep them around, the more comfortable they'll be with you. You're going to start to see that other side of them. And you want to ignore it because you want that old person back. You want that old face to show up. You want that good thing back, and you don't want it to end because you're comfortable. This is where you want it to be. But the narcissist, they create that trauma bond with you by giving you a little bit of that good thing and then showing you the other side of you. So it's like the Jekyll and Hyde. You don't really know what you're going to get sometimes, but you know what you want. And that's why a lot of times people stay in relationships with narcissists because they're just hoping that maybe they can change. And, they have big hearts for people. They're open-minded. They're willing to be patient with them and just hope that, well, maybe later on today I'll see, just another side of the person. And they kind of just get used to it and not excusing the narc's behavior and saying that maybe you should just stay. I'm not advising anybody to stay in a toxic situation, but I'm just saying that's why people do it. Another thing that proves that the narc, they have a choice to be who they want to be is through compassion. They can choose to show compassion during the time that they know a person can really use the empathy, but they don't, the compassion. They don't show any empathy towards people, who can use a helping hand, like that heavy workload at work that one person has. The narcissists will rather sit back and watch that person carry that load, with just no kind of compassion for saying, look, I'll give you a hand. I see you struggling. A person who really has the big heart that the narc, they try to put their image out there. They wouldn't sit back and watch somebody struggle. They won't sit back and watch somebody suffer. But narcissists, it doesn't matter to them because it all comes from the heart, and you have a choice. You have a choice if you want to be that person. Do you want to be that person or not? And you can't constantly use, well, I was hurt in the past, so I've decided to not put myself out there anymore. Like, you can't judge every individual, and I'm sorry if I sound like I'm screaming. You can't judge every individual in your future and your present based off what you went through in the past. That's one of the biggest things that they stand on to excuse their behavior. And that doesn't make it excusable. Like, you can't use, I had a bad relationship. I'm not saying that narcs can't, be the victim at times. And maybe that did turn them the way that they are. But again, you have a choice. So that's just a big misconception to me that they're sick. They know what they are doing. It's all about choice. It's all about being the person that you want to be. And, you can show a little more compassion and empathy if you want to, but they choose not to. They do it when they're strategizing, a plan, when they have a hidden agenda, when it's convenient for them, when they can benefit off of it. And you see that a lot during the beginning of a relationship with a narc, or you see it a lot with people who are narcissistic and they come around out of the blue and they show you the different side of them. That's when you see that character just pop up again out of nowhere. And normally it's because they need something from you. That's why it's so easy for them to disappear. It's because they're good. They're in a good place right now. But they're not going to let you go completely. Your narc ex, he may still have your picture in his phone as the screensaver, even while he's getting acquainted with another woman. He may have, went silent on you, ghost you or whatever. But he's still keeping you around as a way, to just have that thing there as like a trophy, as something that he accomplished and won. And, I'll always have this to brag on. And it may even feel confident enough to say I have this to go back to if I want to. But again, we got that power to open that door or keep it shut when it comes to taking a narcissist back. Again, they have a choice. They have a choice. And they choose to be the way that they are. You see that, like you see that side of them that just switches back and forth. And that's what traumatizes people in relationships and put them in a state of confusion, because you don't know what you're going to get on any given day. You don't know what you're going to get. One minute, they just love you to death. They want to be all up under you. They want to treat you to nice things. And then the next day, if they're going through something that you can't help them with, they just shut you out like you never even existed. They just completely erase you from their life like you never existed. Now they erase you. They want you to think that you're a non-factor for the moment. But again, they're keeping something that belongs to you, or they're keeping just a part of you near them. As a it gives them supply to know that they were able to accomplish you. And it's sad to say that they accomplished you, you know, because it makes you feel like you're not even a person. But that's how narcissists treat people in the end. You're gonna find out who they really are and how they really felt about you. That you're not really that person that you were expecting them to, like feel about you. If anything, they only felt that way because it was something they was getting back in return. And that's just really good supply. But that's the only reason I really wanted to speak on that, is because I don't know. I'm not a therapist or anything. I'm not no licensed profession who can, you know, diagnose people and label them as this and that and the other. But I just do not believe that narcissists are sick and they have a mental problem and stuff like that. I mean, you call them that because that's what they act like. But I mean, they have a choice. They choose to be that way. So I'm gonna end this video now. Thank y'all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm gonna enjoy my 4-day weekend. The weekend on top of Monday and Tuesday, because it is carnival season down here. So we got Lundi Gras and Mardi Gras coming up. Um, and I guess this probably be my last video for the month. So thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to y'all soon.